Hi everyone, my name is Mary Beth. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to ask what is triggering the separation this week. I think I'm going to make it really interesting. I'm going to use these cards that will help some of you figure out what could be triggering the separation. I really do like this deck. Me and my daughter like to do this deck on our own, and it really teaches us a lot as to what we need to work on. So I'm hoping that this gives you some guidance as well. And so, but then I'm also gonna, do some other things too to figure out what could be triggering the trapped emotions, and I'll get some clarity for the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay, please switch roles if you relate to the other side, as we are both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. Okay, but this, I'm going to do this deck for the viewer. Okay, and then also I am offering 10-minute free readings for all of my new subscribers. Just let me know that you subscribed at twinflamealchemisttarot@gmail.com, and I will send you your 10-minute free reading. Just give me your one question. Okay, so please remember this is for the collective, so take what resonates and leave the rest. So I'm going to ask, I'm going to pull 8. Okay, I'm going to pull 8 of these, and I'm going to ask, and it could be, if it's upright, it means it's something that's working in your favor, or it's something that you're doing really well in, or if it is reversed, then this is something that you need to work on and could be blocking your twin flame union. Okay, and I'll explain what that means when I start pulling. I'm going to pull 8 cards for the collective, please. So I'm going to pull 8 cards for the collective. 8. 8 cards for the collective to let everyone know what is going well and what could be blocking. So whatever's reversed could be blocking. And it's just such a big deck. I'm just going to shuffle one more time off camera because it's so big that I'm putting it on the floor. This is a huge deck. It's bigger than my hands can get around. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Oh, how funny. Most of them came out reversed. Okay, so let's go over what you're doing well versus what can be worked on. Okay, so the first one we have for upright, we have Midas / miser. The light attributes of the Midas miser is entrepreneurial or creative ability to turn anything to gold, delight in sharing life's riches. It's almost like an alchemist, right? You can turn anything into gold. So what this means is that you can make money. You have this gift where you have this creative ability to make money off of whatever project you put your mind to, okay? So this is something you need to concentrate on. All right. There's a project that is going to, or some kind of creativity, or some kind of something that's your gift that you are able to make money, or maybe you're just someone that can easily make money no matter what you do. Okay, so that is a gift that some of you have. Okay, another another positive quality is the Don Juan. So the light attribute, it spotlights your positive seductive qualities. So you are somebody who can turn on your seductive qualities without without using it for your own power, own private agenda. You just do it in a way where, in a lovingly way, where it's in a more positive way, where you are romantically showing your love for somebody, where it's not like using your, you know, um, lustful, I don't know if this is the way to say it, prowess to, get what you want from somebody. Okay. All right. And then the other one that was upright is angel. So for some of you, you help those in need with no expectation of return. You have that angel quality about you. Okay. So that is something that is a gift that you have, is that you enjoy helping people. And when you help people, you do not expect things in return, which is probably why you are also a Midas and not a miser. You're a Midas, that probably because you're such a giver that you're able to easily make money in what you love to do. Okay. And for some of you, you got use your sexy qualities. You got what it takes to, I guess, reel them in. That's for sure. Okay, so now let's look at the things that you could be working on that is might be blocking your twin flame union. Okay, so the first one we have is student. Okay, so the shadow attributes of the student. It says arrogance in the pursuit of destructive knowledge, unwilling to translate knowledge into action, right? So in order to have a light attribute of student, you must have devotion to knowledge, open to lifelong learning. But for some of you, what I'm getting is that maybe you feel like, oh, I know it all. I don't need to do any more work. I feel like I've learned everything there is to need to know. I'm not in pursuit of knowledge anymore. I know what it is I need to know. But on the twin flame journey, you have to keep going. You cannot stop diving deep into knowledge. As long as you're not diving into your knowledge, your twin flame slash soul will continue to block this connection. Okay, you need to continue to be the student. Okay, if you're not in the pursuit of that deep knowledge, that could be blocking your twin flame union. The other one is victim. So if you're playing the victim in any sort of way to get some form of pity, or you're unable to feel like you can get out of feeling like a victim, where you feel like someone did something to you versus taking responsibility for whatever happened, that also is going to block your twin flame. Okay, and so in order to heal this, you need to prevent yourself from feeling like you feel like a victim from others, right? So, for instance, like, okay, we'll just use the twin flame. So, from the twin flame journey, at one point or another, a lot of us felt victimized, right? We felt, which also is in here, by the way, we felt abandoned by our twin flame for absolutely no reason. And so we didn't take responsibility as to why that happened, including myself. And so we blamed it on the other person, and we said that we were a victim of what they did to us because they're not. Anyway, I'm doing a whole course on this, by the way, to teach everyone like what all this means and why it happened. Now that everything's been revealed to me, I kind of understand the why. But anyway, so part of the blocking could be that you might feel victimized. Okay, so in order to become one with your twin flame, you need to feel like you're empowered. All right, the other one that could be blocking twin flame union is the visionary. Okay, so the visionary shadow is selling insights to the highest bidder, compromising your vision to make it more acceptable. So your light attribute for visionary is capacity to envision what is not yet conceivable to others, willingness to proclaim a vision without regard for personal gain. So what they're telling me about this, because I know it sounds different, like almost like you're selling, like you're almost like pretending to be some kind of gypsy and selling, but that's not what they're saying that this means. What this means is that you're actually compromising your own vision. Well, what they're telling me is that you actually have a vision and you actually know like where you're going, and your intuition's telling you what's going to happen, and your soul keeps talking to you and you actually know, but it's like you're compromising your vision and you're not listening to it. It's like you're not trusting in it. That's what they're telling me. You're not accepting it. That's what they're telling me. You're not accepting your visions, and that also is blocking your twin flame union. We also have the storyteller. So the storyteller, the shadow attribute is making up tales that harm others. So the light attribute of the storyteller is ability to experience and express life through stories and symbols. Okay, so what they're telling me with this one is not exactly what's on the card either. So the shadow attribute to storyteller with this one is, and I do the same thing. It's like we tell stories, right? And we make them very dramatic, and it's always about what others did to us and how like we suffered, and it's like a story that we tell people, and we're telling stories to ourselves about bad things that have happened to us. And so they're asking you to have a different perspective. Okay, instead of being a storyteller and keep telling the story over and over and over, and venting about what may or may not have happened in the past, because you'll find if you watch my course, which is going to be out soon, by the way, you'll find that's not what you think. Um, that actually you're the big player, you're the star of this role, and that nobody's actually victimizing you, and that you will have a different perspective on everything that's happened in the past. You'll have a new perspective, you'll have a higher perspective. And so the storyteller, your stories will change because you'll have a new perspective. Because like let's just say you see a crime scene and like 10 different people see it, and 10 different people may tell 10 different stories of what they saw based on their perspective, is what they're saying. So basically that's what will happen. So these stories that you tell, they're harming yourself basically, because they're negative stories about you or your twin flame or something that happened in your past. And so it is harming you in some way. That is also blocking your twin flame from coming to you. Okay, and then another block is the child eternal. So what this says is inability to grow up and be responsible, extreme dependency on others for physical security. So the light attribute is determination to remain young in body, mind, and spirit, ability to see things with fresh eyes. Okay, so what they're telling me, so what this is not that you're not growing up, but you could be feeling very dependent on certain things to happen a certain way so that you can be happy, so that you can feel secure in your life. Like you need certain things, instead of taking responsibility for your own life, instead of feeling secure in your own. For some of you, you might feel some dependency on wanting to not be alone or being with your twin flame in some way, or some kind of security in some way, and feeling insecure being by yourself. Okay, that would be a twin flame block right there. Okay. And basically, and again, I get it. I've been there. Been there. Hey, and here's the thing. You don't have to do this 100% of the time, right? We're all human. So even if you could do this 50% of the time, you're getting there. Okay. So I had to do that percentage. I always ask myself, I'm like, well, how long during the day do I have to feel confident and competent and independent and sovereign? Like, what's the percentage of the day? Because I can't do it 100%. And that's because I also teach that in the course as to why people feel like they really just miss their twin flame. Especially, it doesn't matter sometimes if you're in twin flame union, you sometimes still miss your twin flame being in physical twin flame union, because it's not an easy relationship, right? So I get it all, y'all. I get it. Okay, and then the last one we have is abandonment. Okay, yes. So oneness versus abandonment. So this one I wrote in, but because this is one that I had very, very, very much difficult. When you feel abandoned by your twin flame, or if you feel abandoned by anyone, that is also blocking your twin flame union. So oneness is the antidote to that. Okay, you just have to figure out the antidote. So all of these may not have resonated with you. Maybe one resonated with you, and if so, then then that is probably one of the major reasons why you might be a block that we've all experienced. Hey, I'm gonna own it. I've probably experienced all of those. To this day, I experience all of those, right? Because we're human, right? We're not robots. We're not God. So that's why I share this with you. It's a percentage. Like do the best you, and hey, if you're 100% being in the light, then good for you. But like that's hard to do, right? But this is just a guide to help everyone figure out what could be blocking your twin flame union. So this is your soul telling you, that's all. All right, so what else? Let's do the divine masculine. What is blocking the twin flame union? Let's do divine masculine, please. What do we have here? Oh, interesting. We have sellout. The divine masculine did a sellout. That could mean a lot of things, but we are going to get more on that. We're going to pull cards on that one. How are they a sellout? How about the divine feminine? What is blocking the twin flame union? Let's look at for divine feminine. What do we got here? We got embarrassment. We got embarrassment. So there might be some embarrassment going on for the divine feminine, but let's get some more information on that. So with the divine masculine, why is sellout here? Why is sellout here? Why is sellout here for the divine masculine, please? Two cards. What is blocking the twin flame union? What is blocking? What is triggering separation this week? What is triggering separation this week? Oh, sellout. Interesting. That's interesting. Well, they want a firm foundation with you. We got the Four of Wands. Okay, but we also have the Four of Pentacles reversed. Interesting. So the Four of Pentacles, they don't feel like this has a firm foundation. That's interesting. I'm going to grab a clarifier on this. Why is the Four of Wands upright with the Four of Pentacles reversed? What does this have to do with? Why is the Four of Wands upright with the Four of Pentacles reversed? They don't feel like they don't feel like they have a firm foundation yet, is what I'm getting. Yeah, they're heartbroken. Oh, that's interesting. They're heartbroken. All right. So they're deeply hurt. They're grieving their mourning. They don't feel like they have a, they don't feel like they're stable. They don't feel like the relationship's stable, but they want stability. Okay, what's this got to do with sellout? How are they selling out? I need more. How are they selling out, please? How is the divine masculine selling out? How is it being a sellout? What's this got to do with? Two cards. What's this got to do with? Okay, so we got the root chakra. Okay, so the root chakra, this has to do with security, fear. It's very imbalanced. Again, so they keep telling me the same thing over and over. They want this prosperity. This is the Ace of Pentacles. They want this gift with you. They want this prosperity, but they are feeling unstable. They are in survival mode. That is why they are selling out. So maybe you guys feel like they're selling out, but they're not. Maybe you feel like they're a sellout. And this could be, again, you may be the ones that relate to the divine masculine side as a sellout, like almost like giving up. Or to me, though, a sellout is more of a like, I'm not buying into this product. I don't think this product is very helpful, but I want the money, so I'm going to be a sellout, right? So it's almost like I'm going to do this even though I think that. So I guess in this, if it relates to the twin flame journey, it's almost like they know this prosperity is here, but it's almost like they're selling out. Oh, the guides are finally telling me they're selling out on themselves. They're selling out on themselves. They don't think they're good enough. Oh, okay. They're selling out on themselves. That's what it is. They don't see themselves as good enough for this. They want marriage, they want stability, they want prosperity, but they're selling out on themselves. They're heartbroken. They're just grieving. They don't feel like they're good enough, so they're selling out on themselves. I could not understand what they're trying to tell me. Okay, And why is the Divine Feminine embarrassed? What does this have to do with? Why is embarrassment here? 2 cards. 2 cards, please. Why is embarrassment here for the Divine Feminine? Why? 2 cards. Why is embarrassment here for the Divine Feminine? 2 cards. All right, so we have Queen of Swords reversed. And we have 7 of Cups reversed. Okay, so, all right. So the Queen of Swords reversed is very kind of cutting with her words, you know. And the 7 of Cups can be like almost like almost like obsessed, you know, like fantasizing about their twin flame, almost like an overthinking. And so I feel like the Divine Feminine is embarrassed by what's been going on, basically. So basically, maybe it has to do with friends and family for some of you, where you're embarrassed, where you're like, you know, I proclaim my love for this person, and yet they are not, you know, playing the game, or, you know, they're not, you know, here with me, right? And so it's almost like here you told everyone that they're the one, oh, they're my twin flame, yet they're not being with you. And so the Divine Feminine could be embarrassed about that. Or I'm getting that the Divine Feminine, for some of you, you're embarrassed because, well, you're embarrassed because you can't stop thinking about them and you can't seem to move on. And you also might be embarrassed because maybe you're being a little too harsh on your twin flame, or maybe you said something to your twin flame, and maybe you feel like maybe you went too far with what you said to your twin flame. But let me get because this is a collective reading, it could be anything. Okay, let me get clarity on though. Why is the Queen of Swords reversed with 7 of Cups reversed? What does this have to do with? Why is the Divine Feminine embarrassed? What does embarrassment have to do with it? What's going on? What is embarrassment here for? Okay, the Sword and the Rose is reversed. Yeah, so, okay, so this is telling me that, many things. So the Sword and the Rose is telling me many things. All right, so for the Divine Feminine, first of all, the Divine Feminine is embarrassed because it's almost feeling like kind of like disgraced, right? Like his or her honor was disgraced by the twin flame, okay, the Sword and the Rose, okay? Or maybe there's just like the truth hasn't come out, the truth is being hidden. And so it's like you're hiding the truth. Oh, it's like you don't. Oh, that's what they're telling me. You're hiding the truth. You don't want people to know. You're embarrassed. Now, I'm not saying you personally, but for some of you, what they're saying to me is that some of you are hiding the truth of what is really going on behind the scenes. You don't want people to know how you don't want people to know you're embarrassed. You don't want people to know that you are feeling like overthinking and like always like obsessing over your twin flame, and instead you're just putting up a front of this like sharp, kind of assertive, you know, like upright would be like nice and assertive, right, and having clarity, and you know, the Queen of Swords. But when it's reversed, it's more like cutting, and so perhaps perhaps the Divine Feminine is embarrassed by what's going on, so instead has become cutting, even though the Divine Feminine, he or she, is in love with their twin flame. They don't want anyone to know the truth because they're embarrassed, so instead they don't say good things about their twin flame, or they're kind of cutting when they talk about their twin flame, you know, because they don't feel like their twin flame has their back, is what I'm getting. Okay. And then clarity, of course, is reversed, right? All right, so that also would be blocking your twin flame union. I'm going to do a course on this to help everyone, because that is very important to know. Now let's get some advice here. Let's get some advice. Let's get some advice for the Divine Masculine first. Actually, they're telling me the viewer. This is for the viewer. Whoever's viewing, this is your advice and what you should know. What do you want the viewer to know, please? Interesting. It says romance, Cupid arrow strikes. Romance, Cupid arrow strikes. Interesting. Let's see what else they want to say. That's very interesting. So Cupid's arrow is about to strike. What does that mean? Can we have more on that, please? What's the guidance here? I mean, what's going on for the collective, please? What's happening here? It says, if you could do anything, what would it be? The answer dwells in your heart, not in your mind, for the heart is the gateway of the soul. Yes, think with your heart, not with your mind. I know that sounds weird, but think with your heart, not with your mind, because that's where your soul is. Oh, that's what they're telling me. Romance strikes. It's with your soul. Go to your soul. That's the answer. That's the guidance. Go to your soul. Your soul wants to help you, okay? Now let's go ahead and grab one of these cards for some more guidance. What else? What else do you want everyone to know, please? The viewer. We'll just pull one card. One card. And then we'll just pull some messages. Yep, it says charge forward, be willing to make mistakes. I love that. Charge forward, be willing to make mistakes. I love that. Yeah, we all make mistakes the whole time. Well, that's for sure. All right, let's get some messages from your twin flame. What is your twin? Actually, let's do from the divine masculine to the divine feminine, and then the divine feminine to the divine masculine. Let's do the divine Let's do the divine feminine. What are they telling me? Okay, so this is from the divine masculine to the divine feminine. Okay, what does the divine masculine want the divine feminine to know? What does the divine masculine want the divine feminine to know? Two cards. Two cards. What does the divine masculine want the divine feminine to know? Yep, I don't think I can take your reaction right now. And I'm trying to do the honorable thing. I'm trying to do the honorable thing. So that makes sense about what we just talked about, because right now they're not feeling very balanced. Their root chakra's out of balance. Again, their root chakra's out of balance. We have two cards that show the root chakra's out of balance. They're unstable. They do not have a firm foundation. They're scared. They're in survival mode. Okay, but they want this with you. They want the Four of Wands, right? They want security with you. They want prosperity with you. They want commitment with you. But they're trying to do the honorable thing. That makes total sense to me. I think this makes total sense that they want to do the honorable thing, because they can't give you stability when they're not stable. So they are like protecting you from them, and they wouldn't be able to take your reaction right now. All right, now let's look at the divine. What does the divine feminine want the divine masculine to know? Two cards. What does the divine feminine want the divine masculine to know? Two cards. All right, so the divine feminine, what does she want? Or he or she wants, how do we say that? It doesn't have to be a she. Okay, so the divine feminine wants the divine masculine to know, I can't handle your words right now. I cannot handle your words right now. So, I don't know. I almost feel like the divine feminine is afraid of what the divine masculine would say at this point. It may not be good, right? The divine feminine also wants the divine masculine to know, your words linger in my mind. Your words are lingering in my mind. All right. Well, thank you everyone. I do hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it was helpful. If you did like it, please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification button. And I am so thankful for all of my new subscribers. I really appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for clicking on my channel, and I'll see you next time. Thanks everyone. Bye.